What is up, and I am ready. And see, through all the hype of the ban list and everything, I completely missed this new V-Jump GENERAID Archetype PG, and it's really cool because I looked through it, it's like, wow, these cards are really interesting, and they're level 9 support. So definitely giving some level 9 support definitely is really nice because they really do need some love. Because there's tons of really good Exceed monsters for level 9s that they just don't have support. But now we have this whole new archetype around it. So let's just get right into it. So the first card we have right there, it is Mardal, General of Light. So it's a level 9 plant effect monster. It's 24/24 attack and defense. And you can only use a second effect this card names once per turn. So you can only control one Mardal, General of Light. By the way, all of these, say, GENERAID cards have that same condition where you can only control one of that name of the card, so it's just for further reference, because I'm probably just going to skip over it. So if this card is normal summon or special summon, you can add one plant monster or one GENERAID card from your deck to your hand, except Mardal General Light. So it adds another GENERAID card from your deck to your hand. It's also searching plants, so it's kind of a mixed bag you can add for each splash. So pretty interesting. Then we have Fraudier, GENERAID of the Sword, and it's a level 9 Wind Warrior effect monster, 25/2000. And it's a quick effect. You can tribute any number of GENERAID monsters and or warrior monsters, then target that many monsters in the field, destroy those monsters. So if you have a bunch of warriors on the board, you can distribute all of them and do a board wipe. It's kind of like a hermetic, say Heliopolis, or the hermetic spheres, the rank 8, where you can literally just send your entire hand to the grave and just blow up your entire opponent's board, which is pretty cool. So kind of simple that. But then your opponent draws cards equal to the number of monsters they control that were destroyed by this effect. So that's really a downside, because then you're just giving your opponent cards. So I don't know, it's just kind of iffy. I mean, I really don't like any effect that really adds cards to the opponent's hands. It's kind of horrible, in my opinion. Then we have Dvergs, GENERAID of Iron, 1525. You could tribute any number of GENERAID monsters or machine monsters, special summon in defense position the same number of GENERAID monsters or machine monsters from your hand. They have different names from each other and all of the attributed monsters. So it's a way to flood out the field of just machines and GENERAID. So that's pretty much a summoner. Then we have Nailgafar, GENERAID of Flame, a 31/200 defense. So he's kind of a big beater. He's a level 9 Fire Beast Warrior effect. If cards you control are destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can just destroy one GENERAID monster or one Beast Warrior monster you control instead. So it gives kind of protection. So if things that you don't want destroyed end up like being targeted to be destroyed, you can actually just say tribute off one of your GENERAID monsters as well. So I can see some synergy with some certain cards. It'll be interesting. It'll be nice. Then we have Nighthawk, the GENERAID of Ice, a level 9 Water Worm effect, 21/26. When your opponent would special summon monsters, quick effect, you can tribute one GENERAID monster or worm monsters, negate the special summon, and if you do, destroy that monster. So we kind of have like a bottomless trap hole kind of effect without the banishing. So it's just a way, kind of like a solemn strike in a way. It's kind of interesting. It's nice. I mean, this whole archetype I do find interesting. Then we have Hell, a GENERAID of Death, attack 800, defense 29. So you can only use the second effect. You contribute one GENERAID monster or zombie monster, then target one GENERAID monster or zombie monster in your graveyard with a different name, and then special summon in defense position. So it kind of brings back your GENERAID, so kind of like a Monster Reborn from the deck as a cost, like a 1-for-1 trade-off pretty much, or just zombies, because it works for their type. I assume they are as well, so it's interesting. Kind of a way to build your deck around that style. Then we have Jormungandr, the GENERAID of Eternity, kind of like the World Serpent in Norse mythology, which it literally is the same name. It's a rank 9 Earth Reptile Exceed monster. You can only use the third effect of this card's name once per turn. You can only control one per turn. This card's attack and defense are equal to the number of Exceed materials attached to this card times 1,000. So at most, if you only use 2, you can beat this up to 2,000. But then a quick effect, you can detach one material from this card. Each player draws one card. Then each player that drew chooses one card from their hand, the field, and you attach the chosen cards to the Exceed material. So it gains materials, and then in turn it gains attack. So it becomes a big beater in a way and takes cards from your opponent's hand or field. So Pretty interesting. It just becomes a big beater that takes away your opponent's resources, which is nice. Then we have a GENERAID Stage. It's the field spell for the deck. Once returned, if your opponent adds a card from the deck to the hand, you can special summon one GENERAID monster from your deck. Basically, you get a free monster if they add anything, which is really good. Then during your opponent's turn, if you special summon a GENERAID monster, you can special summon one special summon attack percent as many GENERAID tokens, fairy, light, level 4s, attack 15, defense 15 as possible, but destroy them during the turn's end phase. So kind of like a worse scapegoat, but it's protection. It's pretty interesting. GENERAID Reward, continuous spell. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. While you control a token, your opponent cannot target GENERAID effect monsters for attack, so this card makes those tokens become must attacks. So it's pretty interesting. Then second, if a GENERAID effect monster is destroyed by battle, your opponent draws one card. Okay. Interesting. Then we have GENERAID Quest, a normal spell. You can activate this card with this card's name only once per turn. So reveal one GENERAID monster in your hand. If you do, add up to 2 GENERAID spells or traps from your deck with the different names. So, okay, it's a way to search your spell and traps from the deck. So you get that's interesting. Good search. It's nice. Then we have GENERAID Battle. If the normal trap, you activate this card's name only once per turn. Activate one GENERAID field spell from your deck to your graveyard. Then your opponent draws 1 cards. So your opponent draws a card, and then you can activate your field spell. So it's a metaverse for the deck with the cost of your opponent drawing a card. So I don't. It's interesting. The drawing the card is interesting. You only use your first effect of this card's name once per turn. When your opponent activates a card or effect in response to your activation of a GENERAID card or effect, you can discard 1 card. That opponent effect becomes each player draws 1 card. Oh, okay. So it's a way to switch the effect around. So it's kind of a way to just change everything up. More protection, pretty much. GENERAID Bite. You could tribute any number of GENERAID monsters, then target 1 Exceed monster you control. Choose an equal number of GENERAID monsters, except the tributed monsters, from your hand, field, and or graveyard. And if you do, attach them to the targeted monster Exceeds material. So it's a way to help Drumongu get more materials onto it, so it becomes just a bigger beater. I mean, and that's it. I mean, it's a cool archetype. It looks interesting. I mean, it's just the drawing is kind of the only downside I hate about this, but the archetype looks cool. It's definitely something I'm interested in. I'm kind of excited about it. It's pretty interesting. But let me know down in the comments below how you feel about this archetype, what they can add to, what this archetype needs, and what other cards that already exist in the game can help this deck even out. Because I know I'm missing tons. Because I never paid attention to level or rank 9 Exceeds really at all. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe like always. And until my next video, bye-bye.